LeBron James said that Tom Brady's 7th Super Bowl win at the age of 43, that sounds funny even just to say, was inspiring, but it doesn't influence his career timeline. You know, something needs to be said about this. LeBron says there is no timeline, and the question about retirement was framed obviously around Tom Brady leading the Tampa Bay Bucks to a win over the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 55 at the age of 43. LeBron, by the way, 28 points, 14 boards, 12 assists in an OT win against the Thunder. But this needs to be said. Football is a more punishing game, obviously. And yet we've seen many, many examples of quarterbacks aged 37, 38, 39, either the best in the game or among the very best in the game. We have seen no examples of that in the NBA. Never is a guy 37, 8, or 9, and he's the best player in the NBA, or one of the 2 or 3 best. Not Kareem, who was as great as it gets, right, late in his career, but he was no longer MVP by that time, MVP caliber by that time. LeBron still is. So Brady at 43 has smashed through the age 41 limit set by Warren Moon, right? No doubt. But LeBron being 37, you know, age 36, 37 in the NBA, if you're still the best ever, that's never been done, or the best in the game, that's never been done before. I would not say it's quite like being 43 in the NFL, but Brady's not the best player in the NFL. He won the Super Bowl on a loaded team, and he's among the best players in the NFL. He's not better than Mahomes right now. I don't even think he outplayed Mahomes in the Super Bowl, to be honest. He had, you know, again, pressured on 4 out of 30 dropbacks compared to 29 of 56 for Mahomes. But he's clearly still elite, which is amazing. Is it more amazing than LeBron being clearly still the best at his age in the NBA? I don't know. Maybe 43 is so outrageously old to be doing it. Maybe. But it's close. Can LeBron ever catch Brady in terms of greatness? Here's the issue. There's never been a GOAT in the NFL. Not really. When I was a kid, people used to say Johnny Unitas from Once Upon a Time. And they said, well, maybe Jerry Rice or Lawrence Taylor or Walter Payton or Joe Montana. But it was really position GOATs. It wasn't like overall GOAT in the NFL. Jim Brown, it wasn't overall GOAT. But now Brady doing this at his age, he is the greatest football player who ever lived. Everyone agrees. For the first time in NFL history. Maybe since Johnny Unitas, everyone agrees on that. Is it impossible for LeBron to pass Brady? The issue is, if you look at the table, who's sitting at the table, as Kendrick Perkins said on First Take today, they're both sitting at the same table. Jordan's at the head of the table. Jordan sits at the head. Now, who's facing Jordan, right? Everyone's around. There's Muhammad Ali, there's this one, there's that one, or Sugar Ray Robinson. There's either Jack Nicklaus or Tiger Woods. There's this one. Who's facing Jordan? Right now it's Tom Brady. But the problem is it's hard to perceive of LeBron as Tom Brady because he happens to play the same sport Michael Jordan played. Do you understand? If Tom Brady had played the same sport if there was a Michael Jordan of football, Brady wouldn't have passed him. It's LeBron's misfortune that he's compared to the greatest athlete in the history of planet Earth, or at least the most dominant athlete in his sport in the history of planet Earth. I think if LeBron, see, here's the thing about Brady, and then I'm going to take some calls. And this is something I think that a lot of people miss about Brady. And you'll see why in a second. I'm in a very good position to talk about this. In 2016, July 2016, I said he's about to fall off the cliff, right? About to fall off a cliff. Gave him 18 months, meaning 2 more seasons at most. And that was 5 years ago. Here's the crazy thing. Those 5 years were the most successful of Brady's career. That's where he put the GOAT conversation to bed. He never, at any point in his career up until then, in the first 15 years of his career, he went to 6 finals and won 4. In the last 5 years of his career, he went to 4 finals and won 3. He almost matched his total from the first 15 years in the last 5. So while right now it looks like, well, LeBron has some catching up to do, what if LeBron does the same thing at the end of his career? Remember, the Warriors of KD and Steph and Clay and Dre are not there anymore. What if LeBron does the same sort of thing, goes to 3 out of 4 wins, 3 out of 5 finals, and all of a sudden you look around and you go, he has 8 rings?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.